Alright, the camera's going.
Yeah. You already know what it is. It's me, Tri-Town Tory, and this is Tory Talk Podcast. And today I got a special guest, the homie Damo Trapvolta. How's it going, player?
It's going good. How you been?
Man, I've been good. I've been working, trying to stay busy, trying to keep the creativity flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, ain't we all?
No, for real. It's been a minute, man. Since when was the last project that you dropped?
Shit, the last project I really dropped was just a couple of songs on SoundCloud called the Kurt Cobain Season.
Okay.
That was I was just trying to drop a song every month. Every month around the 17th or 16th, I was trying to drop something, and then kind of working and trying to fund your own career. You're gonna have to go to work and do that shit. So I kind of got caught up in work, and the songs weren't dropping every month like they were supposed to. And I kind of stretched it for the whole year, and then I was all like, all right, I gotta dead this because at the end I wanted to put them all together, and then it kind of got out of control. The concept got lost, and the whole vibe, the whole Kurt Cobain vibe got lost in it. So I gotta try and get back to that zone because I'm gonna bring another season.
Okay. Kurt Cobain, let's talk about that influence in that project. Like, what necessarily about him influenced the project? How'd you approach it? What was the mentality?
Besides him, being from Washington, doing the whole Nirvana thing, I'm real infatuated with the whole love story of him and Courtney Love.
Yeah.
So it's all that's where my love from Kurt comes from. Just that whole thing and how they think she killed him. Really.
Yeah.
So
that realness, that authenticity, because that was a gritty story. Even the way he left. You know. And then the conspiracy is a thing of fucking mystery for years and years, where people were tripping, like thinking like, oh, this could be a reality, or nah, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like any kind of legend who dips a little too early. They got their conspiracy that kind of follows.
Yeah, always.
We even got like the modern day shit with like Pop Smoke and people thinking, oh, this was an inside job, and
Pot, Nip, yeah, there's all kinds of conspiracies. When we can't understand something,
Totally.
we put it in a way that we can, I think we do. So
and that helps us like go on with life sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, we're able to like leave that stone turned, and then we don't give a fuck really, because really we put too much weight into that kind of shit.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's like hip hop beef. We put too much weight in like who we want to win. It's like NFL. It's like anything where we pit people against each other. That gladiator kind of shit,
Yeah.
But that's kind of the American way, because the capitalism, kind of leads for that kind of competition, and the mentality that the competition really makes a higher product or a better product.
Yeah.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. Still sharpening steel,
Apple and Microsoft,
Yeah.
Xbox and PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
so on and so forth. You can see it a lot in corporations, because we grew up in a very corporatized America in the 90s.
True. It was a lot of things going on, a lot of corporations, a lot of good fucking branding. A lot of good fucking branding. And it's kind of like a whole 360. The early 90s was all about branding your company, so whether it was High C having the what's that High C they had with the guy from Ghostbusters on it? Or, just that branding. Yeah. But just like the Michelin Man, like all my life I thought he was a big ass marshmallow. I didn't understand he was tires, like white tires, like
Hell yeah.
So it's all good, It's all about the branding, and it's like a whole 360, because now it's like the entrepreneurship is really coming out of everybody, especially with the quarantine, like
yeah. Oh yeah.
Motherfuckers can't work, so they're making work, one way or another, whether they're selling plates or, pressing shirts, they're making a way. So
My decorations peeling off the wall and shit. This is the Illuminati album cover.
Yeah.
You see me in this junk? Where am I at? There I am. There's OT. There I am. See with the beard and the glasses and shit.
Oh yeah.
Illis
is going off.
Comic book.
Going nutty.
Shit, where were we at before
Talking about the entrepreneurship and the corporations in the 90s.
I was gonna go in on this. You were ahead of your time. People like me and you, where we really did it ourselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where we pressed up things ourselves. We did shirts, CDs, everything, music videos, everything we did, beats, everything we did by ourselves. Because we knew that we didn't have the patience to wait for people.
Yeah. And our region didn't really have that many resources at hand either. Right, you know, like before Macklemore, the only real big resource was Mix-a-Lot. You know,
and
he wasn't even reachable for us in the try. You know, because we're not driving 4 hours just to try and find him. Like, I know I personally get lost in Seattle, so I'm not going looking for him out there.
Right. And even running up on him, what is he going to do for you? I don't think that he had too much control in his contracts.
Yeah.
You know, because artists having control is a new thing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye having all this, he makes it seem like everybody could have that life, but it really took a lot of like back and forth and a lot of almost lawsuits and shit for him to get that kind of, but he makes it seem like it's some big huge gladiator victory that he has, which is great marketing. I would definitely do so myself, but real Kanye fans know that that's not so genuine. And fortunately, we all love Ye, and we support him no matter what. It's almost like cult-like sometimes. Mm-hmm. I know I said fuck Kanye before, and then next thing you know, I'm slapping the next joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pause. And then, Kanye's new music's kind of been off. Have you heard that Yandi album?
No, I haven't listened to anything past the Pablo joint. Life of Pablo. Actually, no. Then his Bipolar track album dropped after that, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't listened to anything after the Bipolar track.
Man, he really tried to use that as a rollout, huh? The Bipolar shit?
Yeah.
God, he pushed that shit.
Yeah.
But Kanye can sell anything. He's proved it many times. He can sell some bullshit.
Yeah, he'll probably 360 back around to mental health and run some kind of campaign with it, but yeah, he could have had something going. Could have really, in a positive way, had something going instead of just, acting out and just making it seem like, oh, Kanye's crazy. But I don't too much look into the people calling other people crazy after, inside the actor when Dave Chappelle explained about, calling somebody crazy. He brought up Martin Lawrence being in the middle of L.A. in a suit with a gun waving, they trying to kill me. He was all like, what will make a person do that? Like they're not really crazy. Like maybe their environment's crazy. Something in their environment. Sick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't too much dig into the shit when they say it's crazy because we all know like you said, being ahead of our time, we was on YouTube looking up all kinds of conspiracy shit, Illuminati shit. So real shit. It's kind of like we know what they may or may not be doing. Like I got a stack of fucking CDs, and for some reason I got a fucking DVD talking about rock stars that sold their souls. Oh shit! I don't know how the fuck I got that shit.
Damn.
I put it in every now and then and think about watching it, and I take that bitch right out. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm not ready for that shit. I don't know how the fuck I got it. Like
that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's like a mixtape Ouija board. You know how you can't get rid of the Ouija board? That's how that DVD is. I don't know where the fuck.
Have you ever thought about doing a project with like a concept with the Ouija board, like making it like almost like a concept album that you have some story that involves like a Ouija board or some joint?
I haven't.
That'd be crazy, right?
I haven't. Yeah. It would.
Even if it was a small project, it would as long as you had the skits to kind of play it into it like a movie.
Yeah, that might be something we might have to put together. You know, it ain't nothing but crafting the script. You know, crafting the narrative.
Right,
You know,
right.
to create the story, to create the raps. You know, so
see, that's kind of like what I just said right now is kind of like what I've discovered from my management group, because I want to manage artists and I want to help them kind of get to where I'm at or even further. Or even further, wouldn't that be nice? Right? But what I think is cool is like when you're able to break things down, then you can like set a blueprint for people to follow, and they'll get similar results as long as they've reached like a foundation level. Because you got to be able to freestyle, you got to be able to write somewhat before I'm like Jay. He said I'm what'd he say? I'm not a writer, but for the right price, I'll make your shit tighter.
Yeah,
some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the shit, because I write more ghost verses than I do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that came from years and years of just doing it for free almost for a long time. Doing verses here and there, and the next thing you know, people are asking you like, how much do you want for a verse? And you say some crazy shit, and they said, okay,
Yeah.
$250, okay, send it right over. Oh, $300, okay. You kind of like raise the stakes. That's how I've been doing it. I've just kind of see what people will accept. Mm-hmm. The most I've received for a verse is $400 right now.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to push it to like 1,000 when everything I drop is hitting 50K like immediately. Yeah. And it's gonna happen, but I'm not trying to rush the shit because I'm still building. Yeah. Like even with the podcast, it's becoming a really good platform for people to get their shit off. But I haven't invested into hardware yet. Mm-hmm. I'm just not even in the right space right now for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like this right here, like this is a good way to get an intimate conversation too.
I feel it.
It's like when journalists used to have the fucking voice memo fucking boxes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Hey, it's kind of how we started on the computer with the sound record. You know.
Right. Oh,
everything 360s right back around. You might not be the best setup, but it's 360 right back around. You'll have everything you want and more.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like. We started off with these weird, crazy, fucking space alien sized computers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just the stupid joints. Like if you wanted to take it over to the homie's crib, it's like you were moving.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Shit was
monitor, dumb. Tower, fucking cables.
We did the Watch the Throne shit before Watch the Throne, because me and Alex, my cousin Alex, shout out to Pascal Nev. Yeah. He's up in Cali. He's going to be coming through in May to record an episode of the pod.
I need one of his beats.
He's got some slappers. He was on the Dragon Energy EP. He did that Dragon Energy joint. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
The Dragon Energy was some heat, man. Me and G-Lo, we linked up and we just decided to knock out a little EP.
Yeah. G-Lo, man. That's the homie right there, man. Him and Hustler, man. I love them cats, man.
They're real ones, man.
Dogs, man.
They're real ones, man. And they stay active, too. G-Lo drops new shit every fucking month, it seems like.
Hell yeah. Hey, I went and shot a video. Well, I ain't shoot a video with them.
Yeah.
They were shooting a video for, I think it was the Tony Montana joint. And they just said, hey, slide through. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll slide through. Hella cats in the garage and shit. And, I fucking passed out. I was asleep. I woke up there and done. Oh, no, man. I was like, yeah, man, we done. I was like, all right. I was like, y'all put me in the video, though?
Were you in the video?
Yeah, I don't remember. I might have been in there.
You know that I'd never seen you in the video, but I've seen it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I wonder if they fit you in while you were...
I think so. But yeah, I was there for that joint.
That'd be legendary.
Yeah, I've been following them cats for a while because when I used to work at the Glass Hook, there was a cat.
Yeah.
A young cat used to come in all the time, grab a swisher, and he knew I rap because I was always writing or playing my music. Mm-hmm. And he was like, man, hey, you got to hit up Kid Hustler. Every day he would come in and say that. It was like, we had the shop for like 5 years. So it was like at least 2 years straight that he just kept saying Hustler. I'm like, man, who the fuck is this Hustler? Because it's like we're all doing music. And like, I always feel like, all right, I met everybody that's doing music, but there's always somebody else that's doing it somewhere else that you may have not,
Right.
Like I didn't even fucking No C-Ray was doing in fucking Richland, you know? Like, it was like some wild shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It was like finding the rest of the Avengers. Like, oh shit, you out here too? I'm like, man, we gotta put all this shit together, man.
Oh, okay. You just got me a good question right here. What's your story of getting started with everything? With rap music, everything? Like, when did you say, hey, I could do this shit?
I was in Maryland. No. I think it was before Maryland. I think I was in Germany. Okay. It was, I had grabbed
Heineken's?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was in Germany because my mom was in the army, so we moved. And I had this was when Rockefeller was hot, so they was dropping everything. And I went and picked up the Mill CD.
Yep.
And because they had, I wasn't sure if it was one of her videos that had an extra video to the end, but it was the joint with her, Jay, Single, and Memphis, and they're just going. Okay. And it's like the video is just a white backdrop. And so the album, the insert had the lyrics in there.
Right.
And I was all like, I'm just reading, I'm all like, you know, something just clicked. And I was all like, right. You know, just write some shit. You know, this is like 6th grade, 6th or 7th. So I didn't try to write, but I just kind of wrote stories, you know, because I was always, it's a poetry book with the little kid, and it's like a black and white book, and one poetry book has like a tree on it, and it's all kinds of cold little poems in them.
Shel Silverstein or something like that?
I think that is him.
Yeah.
He got like 3 of them.
Yeah, Falling Up or some bullshit.
Yeah. Exactly, with the house like upside down and shit.
They went like diamond in book sales.
Yeah. Damn. Diamond, motherfuckers getting it.
Real shit.
Hey.
That's the coldest.
That kind of started my love for language arts, because then I kind of really paid attention in language arts, because it was like I want to deal with words.
Okay.
Somehow. So
you use school to make your raps better. That's hard. Nobody ever admits that, you know? Or nobody even thinks to even say that, but that's so true.
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, I did the same fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
The literature, you know what's crazy is that I pretended I was writing notes and I was really barring the fuck out. I was going in, the teacher would pull up, I'd flip the page and make it look like I was taking notes. Yeah. But that's how dedicated I was at the age. It's unbelievable how dedicated I was at that age. Mm-hmm. Because now I'm a poor comparison to who I was back then.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe that. Back then, I didn't know it was possible. Now I know it's possible, and I'm upset that I didn't do more when we were younger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like we've been so powerful without knowing it. And it's a fucking shame, because the internet, it took the internet for us to figure out how to move and mobilize.
Hell yeah. Because if we, if we would have understood what Soulja Boy was doing, like, Washington would be probably having its turn like we should.
Yeah, we haven't.
We would be having our run the same way Atlanta's having their run.
Yeah.
You know, the same way the West Coast, not saying we're not West Coast, but we only have Mix-a-Lot.
Right.
You know, like, you had, when the West Coast was running, you had a couple of cats from Portland. Yeah. You had everybody from, not Inglewood, but everybody from Cali, you know, but from Mac-10, from Inglewood, all the way to 40 in the Bay, and just
everywhere, where all the stars were, man.
Yeah, you know? So
wherever I noticed that like wherever the markets were for rap, like Chicago, LA, Miami, everybody had their own radio stations and shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you would go essentially to like try to get on the radio, or try to wait outside the record labels that are in the same fucking cities as the radio stations.
Yeah.
Because they're all in bed with each other. It's the 90s, it's the 2000s.
And we ain't have none of that. We have no big radio stations
at all.
We didn't have. It would have to take us to go to Seattle, and once again, you know, I love going to Seattle, but I hate the traffic and the hills, you know, so I can only imagine, like, going to one part of that whole area out there, you know, like going to Tequila to try to meet with somebody and then driving like 2 hours to Auburn. I don't know if that's 2 hours, but it's fucking distances to every little city out there. So I couldn't navigate that shit. I would get lost. I get lost on the transit system here.
You know what I did is this is the way that the hard hitters figured out how we were gonna expand back in the old MySpace days. We burned a bunch of CDs, and then we would go to each little town, like Othello. Shout out to Othello, but they're a little town, and every other fucking place, Moses Lake. And we would leave hella CDs at places. We would hand CDs out at McDonald's, and we just did the street team thing for ourselves back then in the MySpace days. There's cats to this day will tell me like, "Oh, I got your CD out of McDonald's." You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah!
And it's a great feeling because I've sold thousands of CDs and I've handed out even more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about getting your shit out there, but also like making it pay for itself. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just keep putting your own shit into it. It's not business if you're putting your own shit into it every time,
Yeah.
You got to make an ecosystem where the shit can run on its own.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand because they don't know what it takes. They don't know how much risk it takes in comparison to the money you spend. Mm-hmm. You got to take more of a risk than money you'll spend on it.
Yeah. Scared money don't make money, and I mean, if you don't take a risk, you ain't really doing shit. You can play it safe all you want, but it's the risk takers that get what they really want because they sacrifice something to do it, whether it was quitting their job, and going home, or whether they fucking hit the highway and drop something off somewhere. Right. You got to take some kind of risk.
You gotta do whatever fits you.
Yeah.
Because you could be in a different mind state every different day. You're a different person every day. If some bullshit catches you on the right day, it might be your shit for you to take,
Yeah.
Like what I notice is that I try to keep track of who I am from day to day. Because that's the best way for me to keep a level kind of mental state as far as how I am with negativity and positivity. Because I gotta remain balanced. If I ever start to teeter in any kind of way, then I can't stand, the way I'm acting. Not necessarily. I'm never too positive, but if I'm too negative, it's overwhelming. It makes a motherfucker not even want to like just go out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, me and the wife, man, we be meditating. I've never been like a religious person. I've always been like a spiritual person. Mm-hmm. Church never really resonated with me the right way. Some churches do, but not all. So,
right.
I rather meditate, and take my time, and whether it's getting different crystals and stones and saging, like that shit's major. You gotta really control your frequencies, your energy.
That's real shit. And there's no avoiding it.
Yeah. It isn't. And I really just try to I guess look at the positive of everything.
Right.
They might be like, oh, why is he doing that? Why is he having why is the boss being a dick? And I walk away. I'm like, oh, maybe his wife cheated on him, maybe his son fucking scratched his car on his way, he
dented his shit.
Yeah, I just be like,
you put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, try not to take it personal,
right?
Because if you take everything personal, then you're gonna start just being a negative Nancy, I guess.
It's like how you let it affect yourself, because you could take negativity, like some people can't avoid it. Let's say you're at work and your boss is just a bitch, mm-hmm. and finds you wherever you're at and brings that shit to your front door. You can control how you're affected by it, and by you controlling how you're affected by it, the stress is reduced.
Yeah.
The stress that would come along with you being affected by it is reduced drastically, almost if not entirely, and that comes from you controlling your emotions. We get a comfort from our subconscious, gets a comfort from our regular self, because I believe there's layers to us. When we show that we are capable of being in control of the whole ecosystem,
of
the whole operating system, because you got your mind, your body, and your soul. But the you that's you that operates and controls everything, that I believe that is what keeps everything together. The mind, body, and the soul. See, and people don't talk like that, but a lot of people think like that.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to put it in words, you know?
Yeah. And fucking C-Ray tweeted some shit a couple of days ago or weeks ago that kind of helped me. He was just like, something like, he was going to practice like, or he said like, control your emotions and your thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, because some people can like control their emotions, you know, like they can take a tongue lashing and just be like, yep, all right, have a nice day. You know, but in their head, they're like, man, fuck you. You know, I should come through and fucking just steal on you right now, you know, but you're just like, you're fucking yourself up, you know, but if you can control those thoughts and your emotion, you'll I don't know.
It's like in the Last Dragon when Bruce Leroy starts glowing.
Oh yeah.
It's that move right there. Or
yeah.
in Dragon Ball Z when Goku just goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we go superhuman at times. You know what I'm saying? When you're just gliding through life. You're cutting through life because nothing can slow you down. Your mind is at 100. Your body's at 100.
Mm-hmm.
Your emotions are leveled. And everything that comes your way is child's play. And also your mood isn't holding you down. That's like an elated state of existence. And I know it exists because I've experienced it enough to know that that's what I'm after. Mm-hmm. But we get in our downer depression side because the world is depressive. We're just so alert to what's going on. Yeah. If the more and more if you're not as alert as people like us, then it's easy to blend in with whatever's going on. But it sticks out when you're somebody whose antennas stick out so fucking far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound like a bug or nothing, but but you know what I'm saying? I think that we're sensitive. Some of us are so sensitive to the universe and how this shit really works.
Yeah.
Because I had this crazy theory, man. I have a theory that the internet is really like a man-made universe. Like how the universe works, that's how the internet works.
Yeah. I don't know.
Simulation.
I don't know if I got too high off my vape pen or what, but I was just thinking, you know, like kind of like not about the internet, but I was just thinking about like reality, like, you know, like I was thinking like what, you know how the Matrix, like they were plugged in, you know, I was actually, my kids was watching motherfucking, it's going to be a shameless plug for fucking Nickelodeon, but we was watching Henry Danger.
Okay.
And they had to go save him, and he was in like a dream state. And so they put the little, you know, whatever shield over the girl's face, and she jumped into his dream and plugged him back out. So I'm thinking, you know, just like the Matrix, I was starting to think, I was like, what happens if we're like that right now? If we're plugged in somewhere? That was like, I went beyond that. I was like, what was if, you know, like most things is an illusion. It's just what we see. It's, you know, like not everything is actually what we see. It's just what our brains allow us to fucking compute, you know?
Right.
I was just thinking, like, what?
I want to ask you something in a second. Continue. Finish that thought.
I was just like, what happens if we're just like really just fucking brains flopping around somewhere?
Like jellyfish?
You know, like we don't even have fucking bodies, but we're brains flopping around, and this is what we're thinking is going on.
Right,
you know?
Totally. Like some alien shit almost.
Put the blunt down. I was like, fuck that. Put the pen away, too.
I was going to ask you about deja vu. How do you feel about deja vu? Like, what are your thoughts about that specifically?
I have it a lot. And sometimes I just figured it means that you're where you're supposed to be. You're in the right time at the right place.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Because I've had dreams, and sometimes I slightly remember the dreams, and then I end up at the grocery store and I see the weird person that I saw in the dream, and then the whole dream comes back to me. I'm like, oh shit, this is deja vu.
Right.
So, totally. Like that,
it's like a calibration.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but it happens a lot. You know, the same with like, well, I haven't had any sleep paralysis shit happen, but you know, when you wake up and you can't move, Like that sleep paralysis shit, that was some weird ass shit, man.
I feel like they're related. Sleep paralysis and deja vu in some weird way.
Yeah.
They're like evil cousin to the deja vu or some shit.
Right.
The one that wants to hold you underwater.
Fucking hey.
But you're right. Shit. There's some weird, like, there's something weird and intriguing about that sleep world.
Yeah.
Because it's a world, man. Some of these dreams I be having, like, they feel like, you know, when a show is like classic and then it goes away for like 15 years and they bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
My dreams feel like the remake version of my real life.
Yeah.
Like it's like I can some people resemble people who are like in my life. Sometimes they are that person. For the most part, it's a different place that I've never been to. But there's a storyline that doesn't make sense because it's out of character.
Yeah.
But then that's when I realize that I'm like peering into a life that isn't mine. That's always how those kind of dreams are.
Yeah. I feel that shit.
It's a trip though, because like that's not how all dreams are. Some dreams you just you're not even a part of it.
Yeah.
Like you don't remember shit. You know you dreamed because you feel like you dreamed, but you don't remember nothing. It feels like you were kidnapped and thrown on the road.
That's how my deja vu is too. Cause I'll wake up and I'm like, I know I had a dream. I just can't remember it. You know, I remember something and then. You know, a couple of weeks happen, or a couple of weeks go by, and then I end up in that spot of months, and it'll all come back to me like it was just a current dream. And I'm like, fuck, I can't remember it, but I remember all of this, you know, down to what the motherfucker might say. Right, you know, they'll say, and I'm like, yep, this is it.
Is it almost like watching a clip back? Like a video clip and just knowing that the scene's coming up.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just hits.
For a while, I had my phone die? Or did the camera died. For a while, I had to, I read somewhere that if you think you're in a dream, just try to look at your hands. If you can see your hands, you're not in a dream. So I've been trying to do that in my dreams or the deja vus or some shit, or when it does come to deja vu, I swip my hands to make sure I'm not dreaming it again, you know, because sometimes it'll be a reoccurring dream, you know. I don't get all of it, but then it might come back. I remember one night I had the same dream like 3 times. It wasn't a good dream either. I was getting shot, and I woke up and told my wife, and then I watched Black Jesus, went laid down, and it was like a movie. It was like play pause. It was like video on demand.
Same scene.
So yeah. Fuck. And then like the third, I woke up again. I just laid there like, what the fuck, you know? Like how did I pick up that dream, you know?
I used to have dreams when I was younger about getting like dodging bullets and shit like that. and you know when you get shot in a dream because you kind of feel something. Yeah, it's weird. It feels like you're getting poked in your kidney or something. Like in the dream that I had, I felt like oh shit, man, they got me. Yeah, like that you feel something. I was thinking
about that on the way here. It was just like in the dream, it's like you're made out of like jelly and just like it's like just pushing through you, you know, as if you're a silly putty and you poking your.
That's what makes me think that it's an alternate. It could be an alternate reality because isn't it weird how you feel something sometimes? Like you don't ever like these kind of dreams in particular. You don't ever really just like you're 2D dimensional where you're not in the dream. When you're in the dream, you're in the dream, and you can sometimes dictate what you do. Sometimes, like. There was a time where I was like, oh, shit, I'm dreaming. I'm going to pinch myself. Yeah. And when you pinch yourself and you don't feel anything, you're like, I caught myself. This isn't real. That's when I think you're too smart for your own fucking good. And how you're able to hack your brain. Yeah. That shit's hard. Yeah. But some people, you know, they figure all those ins and outs out. You know, but I need to work on that kind of shit. I think dream interpretation is something interesting because you could literally say anything, but sometimes it fucking matches a motherfucker's life to a T. You know, when there's I believe fish or like teeth or certain symbolic things, it's usually something bad, like you losing somebody or you know what I'm saying. And there are times where motherfuckers be losing their teeth in their dream and shit, spitting teeth out and shit. Like I've had dreams where people did that, not me in particular, but I think that kind of shit didn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? But I think the dream world is insane.
I have
Like,
to look out for that shit now.
you could even make an album about dreams.
Yeah.
And you can make some cold ass like R&B songs for like chicks with dream aesthetics and themes.
Yeah.
And then the nightmare dream vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Meek. And then just everything that's dream, because it's a universe. Like the dreams there's so many categorical things that you could do with. See, I'm over here creating concept records. That's how my mind works. Like whenever there's a good idea, I have to put it together right away, because those are the ones that make the album or the podcast or whatever I'm working on. Like I don't know if you've ever noticed with my music videos, I try to do a lot of symbolism. I try to like have bold things that pop out in videos. Pause. I like symbols that say 1,000 million things at once. I'm that kind of thinker. I like hidden eggs. I like trivia. I like the shit that makes your brain fucking explode. If my mind ain't getting stimulated, then what am I doing?
Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to push everything past its boundary, lyrically, musically. That's why that's why a lot of cats that fuck with me in the Tri, or even outside of the Tri. I have more fans outside of Washington than I have in Washington. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's normal, right? But it's crazy how your hometown don't really fuck with you until you're really just undeniable.
Yeah.
You have to be in the news or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, I got a true fan out in Australia. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like this motherfucker, like this motherfucker. I mean, he to the point I just shot him my number because he was hitting me up every day, like, what's up, man? How's you and your family? You know, and I don't be on Facebook like that, you know. So I'm like, hey man, I didn't want to feel like I was dissing him. Like I don't want him to feel like I'm too good because I'm not that busy. I'm not writing verses. I'm not on tour. You know, I'm not doing nothing but going to work, making music, trying to shoot videos. So I'm like, hey, just hit my phone, and this motherfucker hit me. We fucking run some games together and shit. He talked me in. Well, he ain't talked me into. I just asked him. I was like, well, what you put on the Xbox One? Because I just got one. He put me on to this motherfucking For Honor game. So we was running that shit together. So
dude,
it's like,
that's crazy.
The motherfuckers like out here, you'll have a few, but they just fuck with you because they know you.
Right.
This motherfucker in Australia didn't even he knew me from somebody else's song,
right?
Not even one of my songs. He heard me on somebody else's song and then followed me on Facebook, and then
rest is history.
Yeah, that motherfucker, man. All throughout the fucking COVID, hey, you and your family good? I'm like, yeah, y'all good? How's Australia? It's good, and shit.
Man, that's so fire.
It's crazy. That motherfucker is a down-ass motherfucker, man. He buys hella merch from the whole team.
Yeah. It's crazy. That reminds me of like my couple of day one supporters. They gotta get everything in support of me because they invest in me. You know what I'm saying? They want to see me go further, so they know that whatever they can do is going to help me out times 1,000,000.
Yeah.
Because when you invest in me, I give you back 10 times 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been able to drop, a little shameless plug, but I've been able to drop hoodies with the change of the seasons.
Yeah.
And hoodies specifically because there's something classic about a hoodie that you could rock indoor or outdoor at night. Even when it's summertime, even I've seen girls out there with fucking hoodies in summertime buying hoodies from me.
Yeah.
Guys take hoodies at parties, freestyling, fucking beer pong, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's lit to do something that's classic, that's 24/7.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to push my brand in that direction, but I only say all that to say this. I appreciate an entrepreneur who understands the level of professionalism that you need in order to get your shit off the ground. One thing that I've always appreciated about you is that you do the hard work to the fucking T. Like when you did the music video for You Ain't About That Life, I had a vision and you brought it together. Like you put it together. We used your shop. Yeah. We did everything the way that you brought your level, I brought my level, and it came out amazing.
Yeah, and we were supposed to, man, that was supposed to be a double video. We shouldn't even be giving out the sauce, but we was gonna do a double video on their ass. It was gonna be his video and then end, and then we was gonna go into my video about it. But
Yep, that's right.
It was just not a hectic time, but I was just in a whole little not mix up,
right.
but it was just shit wasn't lined up how it was supposed to be.
Right.
And I was having computer troubles.
To make matters even fucking worse.
Yeah, I think I lost one of the versions. I think I lost the first version that I did, and I had to redo it with just like whatever the program recovered. So it was like I had some shots. And so I had to just fill it in. It was like I didn't have the cuts how I wanted to, so it was just like I had to redo it. The first one was like I was comfortable with, but the second one was like, oh man, it was like it wasn't that I wasn't comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like fuck, man, like that other one was on point. It's like it's kind of like you might go lay something down, you're like, fuck it, let me do it again, and then you go do it again, and then you stumbling over shit. You're like, oh damn, I should have just kept that first one,
Yeah, I remember those.
It's like I should have just kept that first take, So
shit. Sometimes you gotta put that joint on mute.
Yeah.
No, real talk though, man, fuck, that took me back. That took me back to recording on certain software.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, man. I'm fucking see.
I just like you said, you just told me, you was like, man, just sauce it up, let's do it like this, and the homegirl come through and do her part. I had the other homeboy. That was my first video with kind of that was probably my second video with a real storyline.
Right.
Right? Because you was like, this how I want to do it. I want to come in, and then have them acting like they're buying some stuff. So
hell yeah.
The only other storyline video was just Kool-Aid and Black Muggsy,
Yep.
Black and Mountain Hennessy. So other than that, I was just running gun shoot. All right, stand right there, let's shoot it. All right, let's go over here and shoot. But yeah, this next relaunch, I'm about to relaunch everything I've been doing. Everything is kind of separate in its own little entities because I got a spray. Well, I was vegan for a while.
Right.
I understand the importance of eating healthy and just more other alternatives to just everyday essentials than what we usually get from Walmart or Target, Not saying Target and Walmart don't have stuff, but there's certain things that's not promoted,
right, totally.
So I'm about to just relaunch some stuff, and like the reason for it is because I was just making stuff and dropping stuff. Excuse me. I was just I had the shirts, just some basic shirts made. They came quicker than what I wanted. I wasn't ready for the shirts at all.
Uh-huh.
My uncle's all like, "You like that?" I was like, "Yeah, I like that." And next thing you know, there was a pack there. I was like, "Damn," like, okay. So I didn't have. I don't have a website for all this, and I don't feel comfortable personally ordering from somebody else through Instagram, not unless I know them,
right.
but I'm trying to go international, and somebody in Europe might not feel comfortable with somebody in America when they know a lot of motherfuckers is busting scams.
That's facts. That's facts.
So it's like I'm gonna deal with you over there, and you might take my money, so.
And it's hard to get your shit back after they yank your shit.
Pause. They just fucking yank that shit, and fucking. You just you can't get your shit back. I got hit like that. Fucking in the beginning. Back in the Mob Click days, in the beginning, fucking.
Speak on that, man.
I came across some guy. He said his name was Biggs. He went by Biggs. He called his real name was Justin Simmons, and I don't know how I came across him. I just, getting into the music, it was like you reaching out to everywhere. You got Double XL magazines, you got Source magazines, you seeing shit in the back. You just emailing people like, oh, this people put out this mixtape or this person doing this. Like any kind of contact you think you can find, you most likely hit. So I don't know how I came across this dude, but we started working. And he was like, send me some of your songs, He was like, okay, I like them. I want to work with you. So the first thing he did, he was like, can you sell some mixtapes for me? I was like, yeah. He was like, send me $50 and I'm going to send you like 100 mixtapes, And I was like, all right, whatever. $50 wasn't nothing. I was getting financial aid.
Right.
So I shot him the $50. 2 days later, I got a fucking case of mixtapes. Fucking Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, fucking Jadakiss, like songs I never heard. I was like, oh shit. So I got him off. And then he was all like, he just started throwing different things at me. He was all like, hey, we need to build up an email list. So I went and got emails. I was at CBC, got emails. So it came down to like this last thing, and he was all like, all right, he told me that Jadakiss was like coming through town. He was like, Jadakiss, he's out there in the Hilton in Richland, he's coming through, blase, blase. He said Jadakiss and somebody else. And I'm not dumb around computers, so I'm like, all right, let me see, because he had did some other shit before that to irritate me, so I'm like, man, I'm not fucking with him, but it was all like, you know what, you can't really be that type of artist, like you might have that feeling, but I guess go with the right feelings, if you think you're getting played, but you can't turn down every opportunity, and I think I was so hungry that it was all like, fuck it, he baited me in with the first gift, he was all like, boom, he delivered on the mixtapes.
Yeah, he's good,
So it was all like, whatever.
He built your trust.
Yeah, then he, after that, he sent me a drop. He was like, hey, I got a Young Buck drop that you can use, so he sent me this drop of Young Buck, I'm like, I'll use it, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, because at that time, I don't think I was really doing any video editing.
Right.
So, the whole Jadakiss thing, I don't remember the whole thing, but somehow he wanted me to get like $500 or somewhere between $500 and $1,000, and I had me and my crew, we was like, fuck it, we'll invest into it, I hit them up like, man, y'all want to do this, he kind of burnt us on a few things, but, and so we put up the money and motherfucker just got ghost, and I was hot, pulled up to the Hilton.
Are you kidding me?
Don't lie. Hey, pulled up to the Hilton in Kennewick. And I was all like, man, I'm looking, I'm like, ain't no tour bus out here, and, I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man?
You guys been racked?
Hey, I was hot, man. I'm like, you can't just run up in the Hilton. It ain't the Motel 6.
That should have turned into a different news story, dog.
Hey, I was hot, man. And hey, don't lie. Every now and then I email his bitch ass and be like, fuck you, bitch. Hey, I swear to God, when I get to New York, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find a nice plug in New York. And they be like, oh, yeah, I know that cat. And I'm going to find your bitch ass. Like, on Black Jesus, I'm going to find this cat.
I can't believe that shit, dog. Okay, I got something that might make you feel a little bit better about that. I back on Twitter, I used to put a lot of bars out there. There was a certain time period where even like famous people might even read your shit if it gets retweeted enough. And a couple times this happened. One time with this heavy metal cat, he liked my shit. He wanted to collaborate. But then another time, I got the attention of somebody who was on Fabulous's label. His name was Freck Billionaire. I don't know. You know Freck Billionaire? And he hit my DM. He's like, bro, Snapping Next is crazy. You said this and this and that. He hit me off like he was a pause. He hit me off like he was a fucking nerd for raps, like the way he was like,
Yeah.
oh, the way you did this bar, yada yada yada, it was fire. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's like, hey, if you want to do a collab, man, let me know what your budget is, yada yada yada. And I thought it was cool. I didn't have any money at the time. I was like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fast forward a couple years, he hits me up again, and he's like, hey, how was it? Oh, I put my song 1999 out. And he quoted my Peyton Manning line from that song. And he's like, boy, you're going crazy over there. Like, just gave me it was all compliments.
Yeah.
But that was probably him baiting me in. Cause and it was verified. It was him, like, I did my research thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? Till it got to the point where he's like, hey, what's your budget? And I was like, honestly, man, I got like 200. Like, I can do 200.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll send that over right now.
Uh-huh.
If you send me a 16, he's like, you know what? He's like, I got you for 200.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. So I went Western Union the shit. And it was a problem when the email that I sent the Western Union through was like a troll picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this motherfucker's got a burner email.
Yeah.
Right away, I knew it, but it was too late. The money was gone.
Yeah.
And when I hit him up, he's like, I got you. Never got me back, man. Never, ever got me back. And he even hit me up. He's like, hey, can I FaceTime you right now? And I was at work. He FaceTimed me, bro.
Yeah.
We were on FaceTime. I screenshotted it, put it on Instagram. I was like, if this fool never sends me a verse, at least I'm going to put him on Instagram. Like, this motherfucker's a fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud billionaire is what the homie Lofty was calling
these
him.
These motherfucking New York scammers is different, bro.
He was signed to Mayweather, bro. He was signed to Mayweather.
Hey.
Fraud billionaire had the Street Family Mayweather deal.
Yeah. I fuck with Fab, man, but hey, these New York niggas is different. Hey, the only motherfucking New York I know, the only nigga I know in New York I can trust, he's not even in New York no more, but it's my nigga Mike Bags, and he fucks with 2-5, Continental 5, man. Mm-hmm. Them niggas is authentic. I fucks with them.
Hell yeah.
I send some money to Bags in a minute if he say, hey, Primo, Let's make this move. Hey, whatever you say, Bags, I got you. Let's run it. I fucks with Bags tough.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody else? Biggs, Justin Simmons,
Fraud billionaire.
Yeah, hey, fraud billionaire.
You know what's crazy is that the MTV used to spend a lot of bread in a lot of cities.
Yeah.
When they used to do showcases of the artists that were in certain cities, they would pick. Sometimes they'd pick guys that were on the up and come up, and sometimes they just picked motherfuckers. Well, there was this time where there was Gilly, the kid, and also Frack Billionaire. They were like, I don't know why they were together, but they were on the program or whatever. So what that told me is that this cat was on the up and up. Mm-hmm. And then I heard his mixtape Slaughters a little bit after that. I honestly thought he looked goofy as fuck. Mm-hmm. I was like, who's this albino motherfucker trying to bar out, right? But I heard his flow is undeniable, man. Yeah. You know, he's still talented. He's still top 25 punchline mixtape rappers. I won't take that from him. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he was scamming people, like how like a lot of major artists are starting to do, which is crazy. It's just like I understand the opportunity that they wanted, like the game wanted to put artists on a compilation, right? But you got to see the whole fucking thing through. It doesn't necessarily even matter if it doesn't get a whole bunch of plays, but the fact that you see the whole product through and you put it out and it's a quality product, that gets you off the hook. But no, if you do some half-ass shit, of course people are going to be fucking upset. They do a whole fucking, dialysis of what you do. They diagnose with, and then they say this motherfucker is scamming motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong. You got to see it through.
Fucking, I was about to, I hit Kid up. And I was about to, he told me a price on a verse. And I was going to do it. I think it was when they talked about that first stimulus check.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I was all like, "Ooh, that's a flip," but it was all like, I just, I go back to fucking Biggs bitch ass, getting me for that money. I'm like, fuck.
Oh shit!
I don't think Kid gonna burn me, but
you got PTSD from
yeah. It was like you was on one of the hottest songs with Weezy, Miss Officer. I was like, I don't know if I'm really going to get it at that price, because it was a good price. I just had to pass it up. I was like, nah, I don't want to get burnt. But then, like you said, a lot of artists is scamming.
Bro,
DMX had put some shit up like, hey, you know, I want to work with some people. Well, the homies tagged me in it. And I was like, all right, I fucks with X, you know, and he don't fuck with social media. So if he's making a post, you know, it got to be somewhat legit. So I hit him up. He said, send me some songs. I sent them. He was like, I fucks with it. You know, he was like, this what I'll do. He was like, give me X amount and I'll put you on the story and I'll post you. I'm like, I thought we was going to work together, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't need promo. Like, I mean, I guess that is good promo, but I was like, I can post my own stories and fucking with the right hashtags do exactly everything you're going to do or whoever's holding your phone, you know, doing this for you because you don't fuck with social media like that, you know?
Facts.
So I'm all like, fuck that shit, man. If it ain't my nigga Mike Baggs, Continental 2-5, or Cameron and Sugar Duggar, hey, those four motherfuckers from New York I fuck with.
I got you on when you said DMX and the story thing. When Ja Rule was coming through to do a show with Ashanti,
yeah,
I was talking to a girl at one point who was working at Nirvana, and she bought one of my Tory North hoodies. Mm-hmm. So she was over there working wearing the Tory North hoodie when Ja Rule came through.
Yeah.
Well, it just so happens when Ja went into her register, he took a clip and put it on his story with the Tory North hoodie on his story.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? So when I posted that John and I tagged him in it, he saw my story.
Yeah.
I was like, Ja Rule is active as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But then I realized he just wanted to smash Shorty. But hey, I'll take the views.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Man, that's some crazy shit. DMX and Ja Rule will always be linked.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Holla.
Because it came up like almost on some little brother, big brother type shit.
Yeah.
Man, I heard Jadakiss on the Funk Flex single. A new one that just dropped.
Yeah, I saw that within the cars.
Damn.
I saw a clip of the video.
Jadakiss beat that joint up, man. He beat that shit up. Pause. Literally, Jada has got those punchline bars that just slap, bro. Like, just the shit that he said. I think at the locks, him and Styles P are pretty close, but Kiss is obviously the better, rapper.
Yeah.
With Wu-Tang, it's a little bit harder. What would you say is the top 3 Wu-Tang rappers?
Well,
in your opinion, what do you like?
In my opinion, it would be ODB, Method, and Ghostface. Those are my 3 favorite. ODB first, and then it's a tie between Tony Starks and Takal.
Real shit.
It's a tie between those two. I just put OD be above because I resonate with his spirit the most. I really fuck with the whole ODB. He had, I think, one of his hardest songs after he was cleaned up was on an And One mixtape that I had. And that was when he was signed with The Rock, when he was going by Dirt McGurf. That was like one of the coldest that I heard him at. But
my top 3 would be Ghostface, Raekwon, and Method Man.
Yeah.
Just because Ghostface was on another planet.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I would even put him in the same kind of caliber as Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Because of the way they delivered.
Yeah.
When Ghostface dumbed down on Run, you remember Run? That fucking Jadakiss joint? Yeah. Or was it his joint that Jadakiss was on?
I don't remember
Either
whose
way,
it was.
Either way, it was a heater.
Yeah.
Jadakiss and Ghostface together on a grimy-ass New York beat, no one's beating that.
Yeah.
No one's beating that. That's like having Young Nas and AZ on some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I fucking when I seen them Shaz with Ghost, when I seen that video on BET, I just and then his whole flow, the way he just the cadence on the whole beat, you know, I think that's where I may have picked up how to ride the beat. No homo. Hey, no homo. I think that's why, you know, because he just, it's just really that song, you know, and the beat and his delivery is just one in one. And I know when I was recording out in Richland with a producer named Percente, him and his wife Tiff, they redid Tyrese's Sweet Baby. Oh, shit. So it was me, Truth, and Pyro on it. Truth did some shit in Spanish, and I just did my part, you know, and I just hey, whipped it. I was driving, you know. I rode the beat, no homo, you know. Pause. It was popping. So I really that Sheshes Lagos really did it for me, and then just ODB just from just a Shimmy Shimmy Ya, fucking Brooklyn Zoo, all the way to the whole Nigga Please album. That I bought that. I saved all my lunch money. I didn't eat. Okay, I did eat at school. I was gonna make it sound dramatic. I was gonna say I didn't eat at school for weeks. Nah, I just saved my money. You know, I ate, but I just really saved most of my lunch money. And I fucking went to Best Buy and I bought that shit. You know, with my own money. And my mom, she was never. She's from Slidell, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. So she's from bounce music, and she never really she never tried to make me buy the Walmart edited album. Bounce. So, you know, I fucking had the unedited Nigga Please album when that shit dropped, you know. And the Baby I Got Your Money with Khalees, you know. Shit. Oh, fucking
Khalees.
Fucking
damn.
Hey, I was so used to watching movies with Chris Rock and then hearing Chris Rock fucking flow on the first track. Like, damn. That whole project is just a classic, and I really want to get into a position to where I can be that creative as ODB.
Right.
You know, his son reached out to me. Young Dirty reached out to me.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he reached out to me. He was like, let's do a verse, you know?
Bang,
he was like, I don't know if he listened to any of my music.
He must have, dog.
But he just hit me. He was like, let's do something, you know? I think he told me like 400, you know?
Was this before the show that he was on? He was on the Wu-Tang show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like 2-3 years ago, probably.
Damn.
You know?
Because that was a come up as fuck to get on that Hulu series.
Yeah. Young Dirty, he told me like 400 or some shit.
That verse has got to be worth way more now.
I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know, but I didn't want to say no because I didn't have the money. You know, I think I probably either Kane was just born or Rocco. I can't remember. But I didn't have the money, but it was all like, you know, like my favorite rapper's son just hit me up, you know, one of my favorite rappers.
Right.
You know, but like it was just like a starstruck moment for myself, you know? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Like the spirit of Old Dirty just touched me. He was real like, shit. Young Dirty was all like, hey, you know, like.
Well, you just said too that you kind of have some of that ODB energy in your performance because you were influenced by him.
Yeah.
So you cultivated a style that was influenced slightly by ODB. So maybe he recognizes that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like, oh, this motherfucker's the next one. You know what I'm saying? In that vibe. Mm-hmm. Then most definitely, because he's probably like, how does he do what he do? Because I guarantee you, Young Dirty is not where you're at as an artist. And that's no shade to him, but that's just fact.
Yeah.
Because you were getting it. Like at a time when motherfuckers was in the diaper. Yeah. Like motherfuckers that are running shit now were in diapers when we were getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Factorism.
So like, before we get too ahead of ourselves, I did want to, you maybe, I like this conversation because you helped me think about things that I would have never thought about in any other normal circumstance. I thought about a beef between Snoop Dogg and Notorious B.I.G. And I think that this was going to happen. It was getting ready to happen if people hadn't have died.
Yeah.
I mean, legends hadn't have died,
yeah.
Right? But if that hadn't happened, there was going to be Snoop versus Biggie. It was happening because Biggie was looking to who he thought was big on the West Coast that wasn't Pac.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna take out down one of these goats.
Yeah.
You know, and Snoop was looking at it like, I'm ready with whatever the fucking East Coast. You don't got love for Snoop Dogg? Fuck the East Coast. Fuck any place that doesn't love the West Coast.
They went through and kicked down buildings in New York.
Shit, he was in the video kicking the fucking buildings down.
They wanted all the smoke.
You remember going back to Cali? I think that was the record. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but where he's just trying to sell records like Snoop. Oops. Or that might have been on a different joint on the same album. But remember, I'm interrupted by a doorbell, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to sell records like Snoop's. Oops. Like, the way he said that was just like, okay, I'm going to give you guys a preview of who the next victim is.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting ready.
Gearing up. Yeah.
Why would he say Snoop's name like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's just the same as when Pac was going at him and he was all like, fuck Jay-Z. You know? Like, Biggie was Jay was Biggie's band. You know,
right.
like
it's exactly
Biggie had thing. Mafia and all them and seasoned all them, but he fucked with Jay and Dame too. You know, so it's the same thing. You know,
it's kind of like when Pac said "fuck Nas."
Yeah.
Right. It's the same idea because you have this. Isn't that crazy that you took that? Like, let's put it in times today: Atlanta versus Chicago. Mm-hmm. Imagine if multiple artists from this, like, let's say if Dirk went at Lil Baby. Let's say that 600 BZ went at fucking who's in Atlanta? Thug, boom. Yeah. You know, like different. It's like a war. Yeah. It's a fucking war at that point.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit, and it's fucked up to talk about it like this because it literally is a war. The way the motherfuckers really be riding around with the hammers like that. I just saw on Instagram some cat riding around with the fucking military, like, bazooka style thing.
I saw that shit, too.
Did he think he was going to get arrested or anything like that? Because that's... I mean, for clout... for clout, like... Like, motherfuckers don't care.
Motherfuckers got good plugs. That's all I'm going to
say. You remember when Rondo did that?
Yeah.
And what happened to him? Exactly. I just don't understand. I can't be away from my family.
Yeah, no, I
couldn't do it.
Like I wouldn't
for clout?
Do that. I mean, you.
And the caliber of bitches go down, dog. It goes down when you lose. When you do something that makes you look like a fool on that level, when you come back and you're single as fuck always, when you go back into the world, the caliber of women go down. You can only fuck with the ones that don't give a shit about anything. And then you don't want those bitches around your fucking kids.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world that we're living in. The only way to get high caliber women is to keep their reputation clean. Mm-hmm. That's why Diddy and all these motherfuckers cleaned up.
Yeah.
Because they were literally going to go down as the scumbags that they were off the record. He wasn't
trying to lose J-Lo, so he put it all on Shine.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because J-Lo today broke it off with A-Rod.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit? You know what I felt? First thought I had in my head, this is how sick my brain is. The first thought I had in my head is, oh, she was jealous of the fucking Prince Harry fucking... What's her name? What's her name?
Upton, right? Or Middleton? Which one?
No, Prince Harry and his wife.
Meg Markle.
Yeah, there you go. There
I'm thinking
boom,
Williams.
boom.
I'm thinking Prince Williams.
Okay, that's the biggest story in the world right now. Yeah. Right? But I felt like when J-Lo heard that, she said, hold my beer.
Yeah, right? Hey, skirt.
And unfortunately, that shit was small in comparison to that.
Yeah.
So J-Lo is just washed.
Yeah, sure.
And everybody's been washed.
Hey, she went all in too early. All in too early. Oh man.
J-Lo should know when she has it good and just keep it 1,000. She went from Mark Anthony to A-Rod. She should have just kept it 1,000.
Hell yeah.
But no, these bitches is crazy. But shout out to J-Lo, man. You know, I ain't spitting bars. Because, you know, we're going to get to a level where, like, people are going to listen to these podcasts for years and years and years and years and years. And then some people are going to be like, oh, shit. Do you hear what he said about J-Lo back in, 2021? Nobody's going to fucking say that, but. But the great thing about the Tory Talk podcast is that I opened up a canvas for us to paint. And I always wanted to make sure... I always wanted to make sure that I created a voice for us to be able to project ourselves bigger than like before. You know what I'm saying? Push boundaries and things of that nature. I want to ask you, because we're getting pretty close. Let me see. We've been going for about an hour and 9 minutes. I want to really have the listener get a good idea of who you are as an artist, where to find your music, kind of just wrap it up like that. Like,
Okay.
If you had to write a description for somebody to listen to and be like, okay, I want to check out his shit, what would the description be if you described your sound, your music, your vibe, your element?
I guess the sound would be a little everywhere. You know, I think I do a lot kind of party music, I would say. Not party music, but just some going music. You know, keep you going. You know, I don't think I'm in a state right now to do a whole bunch of not super positive music, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not making like super negative music.
It's artistic.
So,
Artistic.
So I do what I do. Like I like drinking. I like smoking my weed. So it's a lot of.
Can we explain that real quick? Because if somebody was to look into your discography and find Jody Arias and some of the other records,
okay,
explain that, because that's an artistic, that's an abstract artistic.
Jody Arias is a love thing. Like I told you, that the whole Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love thing. Like one day I was just flipping through the TV. I wanted to watch some Robin Meade on HLN, you know, and it was the Jody Arias trial. I'm like, what is this? And for some fucking reason, I fell in love with the whole story, and I fell in love with her. And so I just, you know, I don't agree with what she did, but I understand.
But that's why you take the artistic license.
So
when you wrote that record, you took the artistic license so that you could display feelings that people you could detach from yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So it's like I'm not against the whole. I mean, I don't. What am I looking for? I'm not encouraging what she did to him. Right. You know, I understand why it may have happened if she did it.
Totally.
You know, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that whole thing is just I loved it, and I just made the whole song, and I even talk about Officer Chris Donner, you know, the guy that talked about all the police brutality, you know, that
he
was
made
going
a manifesto,
on.
didn't he?
Yeah. You know, I dropped him in there, you know, going up in a blaze like Chris Donner.
That
you
shit
know,
was hard. That was a hard ass bar. It's
like you gotta go out in a blaze, I guess, for what you believe in.
Facts.
You know, and you that's I mean, that's the hardest thing you can do is just go all in for what you can do. Just like the monk that set itself on fire.
That was hard. Know? That picture will live for 1,000 years.
Hey, that's he went all in.
All in.
You know, that he
did it for his spirit.
Yeah. You know, besides giving up talking, you know, he said he came up with thought, fuck, I'm gonna just light my ass on fire.
That's the realest that you could find.
Hey.
He really meant this shit.
So, yeah, the whole Jody Arias, I was I really like it. I don't write a whole bunch of horrorcore music. That's not my genre. You know, I can probably get down with them, you know, but I'm not. That was just something that just came out of me. Yeah. You know, it wasn't something I had to think about. It just came naturally. And the homie Lavish Beats, I don't remember if I told him that I wanted a beat like that, because that's how we did Charlie Sheen. I said, hey, I sampled this Charlie Sheen interview, you know, and then the rest was everything, you know. I may have had the verses already.
Yeah.
And then for Jody Arias, I think he had just sent me some shit. And I may have been listening to the beat and watching the trial at the same time, and just I'm gonna get to step like Jody Arias, you know, and like that shit. That's my baby right there. That song, that and Charlie Sheen, those two. I think those are the only two songs I got named after people.
Right,
Charlie
right.
Sheen and Jody Arias.
What was the inspiration besides the obvious Charlie Sheen? But what in particular moments were you like, oh, I'm making a song about this motherfucker?
Fucking just, I was watching them before that even happened. You know, I think he had already had one scary movie film under his belt. But when I started working at the ranch, I mean not the ranch, when I started working at the glass shop, you know, the owner, he would always watch that. He invited me over one day. He was like, "Hey, you want to come over? I'll barbecue some shit. We smoke." And I was like, "All right." So I went over there and chilled, and he put that shit on, and so it was just funny, you know. It was just blowed, and you just watching 2.5 Men, and no homo. I thought about that. Hold on, 2 guys watching 2.5 Men. That's like 5. Oh shit! But nah, I was just like, I went back home and just, you know, just watching that show. Like, man, like that. If I watch a show that I really like, I gotta start it from the beginning, you know, because I invest into the shows I watch. Yeah. You know, fucking Walking Dead. I've been watching that shit since day one.
Ooh, like, I gotta ask you about the zombie preparedness on the CDC website. Yeah. You see that?
No.
The CDC website, the government website, the CDC has zombie preparedness links.
Oh, hell no.
You've been watching that shit so much you brought it to reality, man.
Hey, see? Brains flopping around. I done brought the shit to life in my little world. Oh, hell no.
Hey, but let me ask you this. Do you believe in predictive programming? How, like, they'll put things in front of us to kind of prepare us?
Yeah, I do.
The Mandela effect's kind of like that.
Yeah, Mandela effect, too, because I watched like Kazam 8 times.
Boom. Shaq?
Yeah. No, with Sinbad.
Oh, that's Shazam.
Yeah, that's Shazam. I'm talking about. See, now I feel like the feds might be watching us because we talking about Kazam and Sinbad. Hey, Sinbad was like, I was not in no movie. Nah, motherfucker, you was a genie. You was a motherfucking genie.
Did you see that there's a clip now of Sinbad actually being in that movie? It's emerged online. Nice. So there is. But you know what I think happens is the corporations do it. That they remove things from the internet. They change fonts on boxes. Mm-hmm. I think that, and sometimes when corporations realize that this is what makes people go, they say, okay, let's feed into it.
Yeah.
And then you start to see them kind of go, when the corporations put money behind the shit, oh man, what's reality anymore? Mm-hmm. Because they got money to fuck with your brain. Like, they do. Look at Coca-Cola, for example. Their logo, we could talk for hours and hours about logos and the power of symbols. Mm-hmm. I mean, countries have been invaded because of the powers of symbols. Yeah. You know, we could have a whole another part 2 podcast about
we're
this.
Gonna have to.
You know what I'm saying? We'll have to cut this one here pretty short. But I do got one question that I think that I want to ask before we cut this one shut tonight. What was the inspiration behind the classic Red Tape series? Like, I don't think you really got to that tonight. Like, because the Red Tape series, for those who don't know, the Red Tape series came at a real special time in Tri-City, 509, rap music, history as far as I'm concerned, and people that I know. It was a time when a Pasco artist linked up with the Red Shark Gang and created a classic sound that a lot of people copied immediately. They took it and ran with it. It became the sound for a couple years after the fact. And I know that after you guys performed several songs from your guys' mixtape, from the Red Tapes, that a lot of people were starting to sound a lot like the Red Tape. And myself included, but I have a fucking excuse. Those are my producers. So I kind of had to sound like what you guys were making popular. Yeah. Because 16s, you know, the song, you had the whole fucking first Red Tape you could perform, the whole joint. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Red Tape 2 is even sharper.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad you said that because I don't feel the same way about the Red Tape 2 because I think because when I dropped Red Tape 2, I wasn't home. You know, I had already moved to Yakima, and I was trying to feed my home, and I wasn't home. You know, I was trying to give something, and I couldn't do it the right way. I felt like.
I noticed that it didn't splash like the first one did, but what I noticed about the second one is that it played around a lot longer.
Yeah, me
because
too.
The hometown favorite's always going to be the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's people who will tell you that my best joint is El Nino, and the other people will tell you that Wi-Fi Kingdom's the best one, and then other people will tell you Tri-Town Tory's the best one. And me personally, I think Children of the Matrix is my best shit. Mm-hmm. Because that's when I mastered my songwriting ability. Yeah. But the Red Tape was something special, man, and I think that it never got the credit that it deserved. It never did because it did numbers. People fucked with it. People had favorite songs from it. Damn near everything besides give a fan tattoo. Like you did everything up until that point. Yeah. The Red Tape was so hard that like people. I feel like the NFT craze and the crypto art craze that's going on right now. If you had an NFT of the Red Tape album series covers on a chip and you auctioned that out, you made about 10 of them. You auctioned it out. You could get some bread on that because you were ahead of the time in a visionary kind of way. Dog, I have to geek because, like, you're my homie, right? But, like, at the same time, I'm a fan. So I recognize when cutting edge, next level, outside the box thinking is going on. And a lot of times, man, it makes me jealous. But if it's the homie, it motivates me. Yeah. If it's the op, then I just go hard anyways. Yeah. Like, I can't help it. But what I always noticed about you and the Red Tape series is, like, the Red Tape 1... was the classic, but the Red Tape 2 was sharper. And what I meant by that is I felt like you put a lot of focus on the pen game and the different choices you made on that. And I think that that's what artists need to realize is that your favorite shit could be your favorite because it's the first time you caught the moment. Yeah. But when the motherfucker gives you 1,000% on the next swing, you might not give it the same chance because you're so in adoration of the first joint that when you hear the second joint you think, oh, this is a diet version of what I'm used to. Yeah, it's kind of like how people were trying to treat Kendrick when he did Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, that's not fair because Pimp a Butterfly will be the legendary album that they look 30 years down the road and say this is where he was killing it. Yeah, like the jazz and everything that he did.
And I'm probably gonna bump that album as soon as I get my speakers hooked up.
Yeah. You see, you know he put vibes out with that joint right there. That shit goes hard. The way Pharrell did the single. Yeah, we gonna be all right. You know how many times I was in a situation where I said that shit out loud and I got through whatever I was going through.
Hey, on Black Jesus, before my grandpa passed away, he knew he knew his time was coming, and so he called me over. He was like, "There's a suit in my closet." He was like, "I want this and this one." And I went and grabbed it, and I kind of broke down in this room. Fuck. And then he told me, he was like, "You're going to be all right." And before that, before we moved from Sela, we was in Yakima, and I think it was during quarantine. And like my kids and my wife got anxiety. All three of my boys. Well, I don't think Rocco has it. But everybody, the other 4 people in my house, I have little anxiety, but I smoke weed. The kids can't smoke weed. And my wife, she can't find a strain that helps with hers. Right. You know, so I just threw that song on one day, and everybody was just for the week, we gonna be all right. You know, so I feel that,
dude. Yes. So, I'm glad you said that because. There's times where you go through things and you feel like, man, nobody can relate. Yeah. Nobody can relate because I'm just different, man. Like, I'm over here, like, this life is real. I'm alert. I can't really, like, just blend in with what's going on. Yeah. Like, and when you have a song like that, it resonates to a point where you feel like you're aligned with the universe. Yeah. Like, everything's going to be okay because you're not the only person who's having to go through these things. Yeah. They have to toughen up, so you have to toughen up, too. Yeah. It doesn't matter what their health conditions are because they're making it happen. So make sure your health conditions are okay for you to make it happen. Yeah. And I think that's important for our listeners to understand, is that even though you're thinking on one level, you got to think about your health, and you got to think about like, are you eating right? Are you sleeping right? Are you drinking enough water? Like,
Yeah.
you got to think about these things, because if you can't even wake up in the morning because you're not healthy enough, then it's like you can't even like accomplish the checklist that you need for your goals and your dreams and the things that you want to make happen. And I guess that's what I wanted to bring with this whole podcast, is that you're somebody who is really motivational. I remember that one of the best qualities that I've always admired about you is that your ability to bring people together. They call you the mayor because you have this uncanny ability to just bring people together no matter how tough they think they are, how cool they think they are. Like, you don't give a fuck, and you have this natural, like, approachness, and you have been able to bring, like, the most bitter of enemies together.
Yeah.
And I've always respected and think that doesn't go as told. The mayor thing is for real.
Yeah.
It's for real. You could even live in a different city, and I would hold it down for that title to be yours, because I feel like when you do come back, you're so Tri-Cities that you just couldn't go anywhere else on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, you coming back here is crazy, and the people listening to this wouldn't even understand, because we had to go so many years with you not being here and watching it kill you. Like, you could tell. You could tell that it was affecting you, man, because you were just so one way when you were here. Yeah. And when you left, you obviously were raising a beautiful family out into existence. Yeah. Right? From spot one to spot none. Yeah. You were making it happen from every angle. But we took a hit from the charismatic music, and when you were with the crew, you single-handedly were one of the cats that lifted a label off the ground back when Nobody's From Nowhere's it was a thing. Yeah. Like, your history, like, we cheapened it for not being able to reach to it in this podcast, but that's why we'll have to do a part 2. Yeah, we got to do a part 2. I want them to understand the legendary. I show you so much respect, and that is for real, for a reason. Like, you and Redro and a couple other cats, I really show a lot of respect to, because I understand detail, and I understand what you guys went through, and what you had to do for things to be classic and things to exist. So if nobody ever talks about your guys' fucking music, guess what? Someone who's on my fucking caliber is gonna always do it. Yeah. Because I respect the joints that you guys
appreciate that shit.
You got some records, man, that are so crazy. They're so fucking crazy that if they dropped right now, they would hit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I'm gonna try and answer the 2 questions. You might have to run the last one. So we'll go. Shout out to the NFTs, because I'm trying to learn how to get into that shit. You know, I'm trying to learn the community and see what they want for the long run. You know, I created my first one just so I can say this was the first one I made.
You have an NFT already?
Yeah, I made one. Just a fucking when I was working at the ranch, when I was in Yakima, I like drinking, you know, and I was working on a hop farm. Okay. Coincidentally. Right. Yeah. So fucking the hop is what they grow to go in the beer. So it's the hop, the malt, the yeast, and the water and whatever else. You know, and the hop is like the aroma and the flavor. Yeah. So I had my tattoo artist, my brother, you know, I told him, I said, hey, draw me a hop. You know, because my entrepreneurship was all like, I'm fucking with all these people in the ranch, you know, in the hop industry. You know, I'm not trying to... There wasn't no place for me to move up at that ranch. You know, so I had to figure out how I was going to get it, you know. Right. They wasn't really trying to offer me... They called me in for little IT stuff, right? You know, but they wasn't using me for my video footage. It was calling in other people, you know, other people from other ranches to use drones and video cameras and stuff. And I'm like, I just bought one, you know, I got a camera. I went to school for this, you know, so I was all like, I got to figure out something else. So my plan was to start making just my own little designs with my own hop. You know, because I didn't want nobody to say, oh, that's our hop logo. Because everybody has a hop. Everybody has a hop logo. So, I created a little one just to say that's the first one, you know. And I gotta go do the price over because I marked it higher than what I wanted to. So
how do you go about doing that? Like, I'm super curious about that.
Most of them that I'm saying is just gifts, you know. So just a couple of plugins from a script. They got a GIF plugin, and then just playing around with it. I'm still not fully, I've been following. Her name is Imoni. Imoni Rosa. I don't know. It's EM0N33Y. That's her on Instagram.
Okay.
So she just did a animated video for Jack Harlow.
Okay.
So I follow her, and she linked. She didn't personally link me, but she put out a link to somebody else that's trying to teach how to make NFTs, and I kind of lost the link, but I got that person, so I'm kind of I'm still trying to learn how to do it.
Yeah,
but I kind of just made my own little gift with some fucking plugins from Mr. Horse and shit, and just put it up there, because right now it's ground floor, so it's just. If you kicking yourself in the ass because you didn't invest in GameStop, fucking invest into NFTs somehow, whether it's fucking creating or buying, holding, and reselling. So, shout out to them. But the way I came up with the red tape was I came to a point I just wanted to really, really craft my shit better.
Right.
It was like I can do 3 songs in 2 hours. In the right space. I can hook and everything. And be ready to perform it the next day.
Right.
So I came to a point. I was like, I want that's quality over quantity. So I just told myself I don't know why I picked the number 6, but I was like, I'm gonna do 6 songs and only 1 feature. That way it's showcasing all of me. And then, to be honest, I don't know. It was either... I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you mentioned Marv and Nav first. But fucking...
Because we were rocking already.
Yeah. I think you're the one that told me to check them out. But fucking, I was over at Z's house, and his sister actually dates his brother, Marv's brother. They got a kid together, and so I was over there talking about. I was like, "Hey man, you gotta check out this cat Marv and that. Like they got some beats.
They got some shit on.
And then CJ was all like, Marv, yeah, that's my brother. I was like, I really gotta fuck with him. It was like, it's I really like fucking with connections.
Real shit.
I was like, all right, that Tory, him, like that's both ways. I was like, I gotta fuck with them,
man.
So
I'm so happy you saw what you see in me and him, and that's why you fucked with them.
I was like, I gotta fuck with them, like, and plus I'm pretty sure Hustler was using a lot of their stuff, and Swavy.
Yep. We were all plugged.
So
we were all
it's
plugged.
like, and I just came across them because, like, the kid always bringing up Hustler in the shop, and then they dropped that I don't even know, and I was like, who is these motherfuckers going off? And I thought Hustler was G-Lo. I was like, hey, dog, you got off on that shit. He was like, no, that's my little brother. I was like, that's your little brother? I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, that's your little brother? So it just, I was just hyped. And so I was just going back, peeping they shit. It was like, now I'm going back, binging all they shit. Just gotta, it was like, I was so trapped up in one track and, like, doing my shit and trying to hustle on my shit. I'm like, I'm not watching everything grow around me. So...
It's crazy how everybody kind of linked up like a roadmap almost. Like everybody just linked up.
Yeah.
Because like you say, everybody was connected to the same sources.
Yep. So they had a free beat tape, and I just talked to them about it. I was like, hey, this is what I want to do. And they was like, yeah, go with it. Run with them. Do that. I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. So I picked out the 6 beats that I wanted, and I just knocked them out. I'm not sure how long it took me, but I just worked on them. I made those my focus. I did probably a feature here and there, but I just
Was Dip It Low on the first one, or was that the second? Dip It Low.
The first one.
Dip It Low.
I think Dip It Low is on the.
Dip it low, dip it.
Damn,
That was hard. You had the video for that joint. You remember that?
I need. Oh yeah.
You shot the video. You remember your video, man? That was that. People don't know about that joint right there, man. Like,
I need to shoot a real video.
Man, you have several. You had like a shot. You remember when Chirac artists were coming out and they had like 20 videos before motherfuckers discovered them?
Yeah.
And then just sitting on YouTube watching every single video?
Yeah, Dip It Low's the first one.
There you go. Dip It Low, man. I'm telling you, man. The reason why I made a big deal about Red Tape is because I want people to go back and look for it. If they can Google, if they can figure that shit out, it'll be a real like treat.
Yeah,
because the Red Tape was it, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's why when you said Red Tape 3, and I thought, okay, well, if he keeps this shit going, Red Tape 4, 5.
Back to the NFTs, and
yes.
Tory's always putting seeds in my brain that I just gotta sit and think. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I go back and I gotta analyze everything. Like, fuck. I was like, okay, he just put me on to some shit.
Yep.
Like, I think I might have to just do the Red Tape 3 as an NFT.
Boom.
Because
the whole thing.
Yeah,
oh,
because I wanted it to be special. Like, I'm not gonna do another Red Tape after that, you know. And
that's crazy.
I want the Red Tape 3 to be like.
So only one person gets that joint?
Yeah, I think so. Because I wanted like the way motherfuckers is feeding for that that detox from Dre. That's how I want.
Watch Dre do an NFT for detox. Hey. Now that you say that, you put it in the universe.
Hey, I'm gonna fight his ass. Like,
you just put it in the universe. Like, I'm gonna have to tweet that later, so it really happens.
Yeah. Like, Dre, hey, plug me in. We gonna have on the detox NFT.
You got something going on. You know why? Because I'm gonna tell you what. 5 years ago, I thought it was a fly ass wavy idea to have your album on a thumb drive and then sell the thumb drive.
Yeah.
Right? But that's only fly because you make people have to take the extra step and they feel like they're doing something futuristic. But I'll tell you some real shit though. It's not fly if a million motherfuckers have the same album you do. But if you have the only one, what is that worth?
Check it.
It's like Nipsey all over again.
I'm gonna try and up you one. I'm gonna not even up you one. I'm gonna give it to you so you can give it back to me so I can analyze it. This is what I was thinking. This is what we'll end on.
Okay.
This is like the super album. So if Nipsey did the $100 album, what are you gonna do? What's gonna be your boutique price? So I was thinking, if I do an album, you know, maybe even add $100 just in honor of Nipsey.
Okay.
You know, and not even try to overshine him. You know, I think that's how it should be done. You know, no one try to sell the album over his price because he was the first to do that. So you do that mixtape, but it's like I don't know if you do it as an album or a mix. Probably an album. You do the album, okay? I'm thinking $100 album in honor of Nipsey. You know, $100, right? But it's gonna be like a continuously growing album. So I might give you 12 tracks this year, but you know, things is good. I've been in the studio 3 weeks straight, but you know, this album is full. This album is full, but these two songs don't go there. They sound like they go on that one. So you paid $100 for an album that's going to continuously grow. So you check the same way YouTube uploaded their album to everybody's iPhone and nobody knew how that shit got on there.
Right.
I'm just sending you those songs that I think are supposed to be on that album.
Okay.
You might have to cut that off on the podcast. They might run with that one.
That's a good idea.
Hey, Forever Growing album.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm gonna give you an idea back after hearing that. My idea is this. How much, let me ask you a question. If someone had to ask you, okay, every song for the rest of your life gets sent to me and me only, how much of a price tag does that cost? If somebody wanted to pay you for every song that you ever wrote again for the rest of your life, how much would you charge them?
I mean, how often...
Every song.
Every song. So I just knock a song out and they want it. They just pay for it automatic.
It comes straight to them. But you have to at least make music every year.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life. So you're never off your job.
Yeah. I mean, shit. So like a subscription plan or just a price for every song?
Think of it like NFT. Think
Okay.
of it like Martin Squizzelli or whatever with the Wu-Tang album.
Yeah.
Think of it like exclusivity, almost like slavery through music, unfortunately. Yeah. That's what it comes off like. Right? But think of it like that. What would that price be?
That'd be hard. It had to be at least like... I would have to really weigh it out. That's a hard because I'm not greedy, you know.
But you got to take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I'm known to.
If you're, sorry to cut you off, because if you're putting yourself through that, you got to take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Your family, everybody's got to be good because you're putting yourself through that. Because that's every day, every year, you have to release music for this fucking entity.
Yeah. I mean, a song apiece. I mean, shit. I would try to at least hit him for like 5,000 a song.
You wouldn't do like a big 15 million.
15 million a song?
No, 15 million forever.
Oh, forever?
Yeah, because you're gonna be writing music forever. Well, until you die.
15 million lump sum. See, that's what I'm.
All at once. All
at once.
Because you gotta take care of everybody.
I wouldn't do it for just 15 mil. Nah.
Okay,
I wouldn't do that.
This is what we're getting to because the listeners gonna be listening. Let's see what these motherfuckers think.
Yeah,
it's an interesting scenario.
I wouldn't do that.
What would you think?
I would just do it by song. You know, a price per song. Just like be slanging
but that defeats the whole forever thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
I keep it going. You know,
but you just wouldn't want to. But you could say 100 million. You know what I'm saying? Think about what it would take.
But that might show me. I might make more songs that's worth more than 100 million. You know?
Okay. You're right.
I can make 100 million.
You're right.
With just 1,000 a song.
You're totally
if I record every day. And if I'm doing three songs in 2 hours,
Regulate from fucking Warren G made 100 million for one song.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fucking cheddar for one song.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get what you're saying. The way that I was looking at it is I want to find out what people will say for a whole sum, because that really tells you what they think about everything.
Yeah,
about everything that they think about their craft. And the fact that you wouldn't do it says a lot about what you think about your craft. Yeah. It's actually really brilliant. Because it shows that the entrepreneurial spirit is real with you, because you can't cap an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
You can't cap. I mean, there's no limit to what we can do, because you don't think in the sense of 20,000 a year, 30,000 a year, 40,000 a year.
Yeah.
Because it's 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. That's what we're talking now when you're an entrepreneurial spirit, because you got the work ethic, or you wouldn't be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it if you didn't have the ability to get your ass up and go get your fucking bread.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It would be useless. It would be like somebody who's posing that they're one way when they're really not. Like a fake gangster or some bullshit, right? So that's where we meet. Me and you are hustlers. We are marketing, branding fucking beasts. So that's why you could take years off or go on Medium on their ass for years. Yeah. But I know that when you come back and you got time, it's a problem for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a problem for everybody. When you got time, you got the office space, and you are cranking, when you see how I'm working, your peers are working, you're just going to jump into the fucking wave. And that's why I'm saying they got to know this name, and they got to look back and do some research so they can figure out who you are, because if I'm putting my stamp on it, it's because it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm definitely about to catch my second win. You know, I just hit the booth the other day, and I recorded it, I knocked it out, but I wasn't fully in my zone, you know, and I just gotta find my pocket again. But everything's there. I had writer's block for all the quarantine and a little bit before that, but you know, it's just that one right song get you going again. So
did you say that the next thing is Red Tape 3?
Yeah, that's not the next thing. The next project that might drop first is gonna be this joint I did with this producer in France.
Okay.
I owe him an album. I signed a 1-year deal and I stretched it. I stretched it from like 2018 to now.
Shit, you got to serve it up then, huh?
It's like I got a writer's block, you know, and I'm just telling them, I'm like, you like certain songs that I had. I'm not just gonna give you nothing. I'm not gonna give you trash.
Hey, if you ever need another brain in the studio,
yeah,
hit me up, man, and I will help. You know how that shit is.
Yeah.
There was a time where Skylar Lamb was helping me with hooks.
Yeah.
Like he was throwing things around. I was like, man, that's hard right there. Like just having another brain in the room. Sometimes the electricity is enough.
Yeah.
But let's wind this one down right here. If people wanted to find you directly, we're talking Instagram, we're talking Facebook, we're talking Twitter, we're talking YouTube. Let's plug these people up with the information that
Twitter, Primo F, Premo F. Instagram, Trapvolta. That's Travolta, but with a P. Trapvolta.
There you go.
And then Facebook, Primo F. You know, I kind of got everything, you know, going back to the beginning with all my names. I kind of just got it all down to just you're either going to find me as Trapvolta or you'll find me as Primo F. And you'll just hear the other names from when people call me or when I rap about them.
It's all part of the history, all part of the lineage.
Yeah.
And that's a common thing with us artists. We got to go through a million names, it feels like, until we figure out what's ours. Okay, man. I appreciate it, man. I think that we got to do a part 2 at some point.
Yeah, we'll do a part 2 and really get in. I was late, you know. I was we had a little issue at the house. Fucking the faucet fucked up and it wouldn't turn off. So all night it ran. So the plumber got there late and then just getting ready, you know, and I went to go pick up Redro, and Redro wasn't nowhere to be found. So
that's
part 2, we're gonna have to get Redro because he got some shit dropping, and I'm ready to really try and set like a whole promotion run. I'm about to really relaunch and like rebranding. I say that loosely because I'm not really changing any names.
Right. You're just kind of refacing.
Yeah. I might just start pushing everything through one page, but you know, like
network maybe? Create a network?
Yeah. I don't know, kind of like Styles P. He still smokes weed, but he still sells juices. Yeah. And he just advertises all on one page.
True.
You know, I'm gonna try and do that. I still got my the one page that'll be for like spiritual growth and the whole vegan stuff once I get back on it and all my natural products that I'm gonna make, and then the Trapvolta will be the music videos, the and whatever else I come up with. You know, I'm always trying to sell something, man. This pandemic got me selling face mask sprays, you know. I got purifying sprays and probably about to help the kids if the pandemic keeps going. I know they say we're going to phase 3, but hand sanitizer ain't going out no time soon.
I feel like they got to do something because motherfuckers are getting shook in the politic world. But let me finish it off with this right here. If you had to give one last statement to kind of like help power us through 2021, to kind of help people make it to the end of the year, like those cats that are just listening, like dog, like what do I have to look forward to? If you had to give them some encouragement, what would you say to them?
This is not the end. This ain't the end of the world. This ain't the end of the motherfucking the country and these states. Like there's too much money invested into the U.S. as a business to fully collapse and have another super great depression where we're running up to fucking fence log mills trying to find jobs. Like
real shit.
Like it's not the end, you know. And while we're still quarantined, like if you can get that unemployment, sit home and learn something new and come out of this unemployment ready to do something.
That's real.
You know, if you can sit at home with your kids and be there with them, like just do that. You know, because when everything gets back to the new norm or normal, we're gonna be faster than what we are.
That's true.
You know, motherfuckers gonna be trying to play catch up for everything that they couldn't do and everything they may have lost.
Facts.
You know, so this ain't the end. It's just a real big dip. It's a big dip, and the fucking. What they say, fucking buy that shit and hold to the moon, motherfucker. Hold to the moon.
That's
diamond
right.
hands, motherfucker.
What they say? Yeah, like
diamond hands.
Yeah, real shit.
Hold them Dodge coins to the moon, bitch.
That's right, man. To the moon. Yeah, that's right. All right, so thank you again, man. Thank you for being on the podcast, and man. I always appreciate your energy
you too, man.
And we got to make this thing happen again, man.
Yeah.
Signing off from the Tory Talk podcast, man. We did it. 1.